We're approaching the Verrazano Narrows Bridge now. So today's my last day in the Army, and then I'll take the boat up from New York to get ready for It's my second day. I anchored out just shy of Belhaven, North Carolina. I was hoping to get to Tuckahoe Point, about 20 miles further, but I tried calibrating the autopilot, like 2 different iterations for, I don't know, I must have lost like an hour or 2 hours trying to do that, trying to get the autopilot to work, but it kept deviating, it kept steering off course. Then I just, I didn't want to risk not getting into this other anchorage. It's going to be kind of tricky at night, especially since my chart plotter is also not working. This is the inherent problem with repairing your boat at anchor. Vacuum out. You get that pizza. Very nasty. Clean it up. At the start of the morning, my autopilot wasn't working, and my chart plotter was non-functional. It was just navigating with charts and a compass through like 30 turns. It wouldn't calibrate, and I was just pissed. So I disconnected it. I have full GPS and my autopilot's working, which is good because I'll hit Norfolk, Virginia tomorrow, and I'll be offshore for 2.5 days to New York City. Everything else is doing good. I'm anchored just south of Coin Jock, right in between the Albemarle Sound and the Norfolk, Virginia entrance. A little bit rainy now, probably about 20 miles from Norfolk. 6.1 knots. We got a favorable current that's with us. So it's a little bit foggy out today. you can see, there's a couple other sailboats leaving. They're heading up to Chesapeake. And then the smallest boat here is the one that's going offshore. I guess I was born at night. I've just put up the sails heading out of Norfolk Harbor. Kind of good news, I have a double-ender. He's headed out as well. The aircraft carrier is coming back in. We're going to stay out of his way. And I just got word, some people I docked next to last night, they have a Vagabond 47. Really nice people. I sat with them, we talked about the weather. They just came on 16 telling me that they're headed out as well. They're about 2 hours behind me. It'll be nice to know that there's another boat that I know going up to New York City. So I was really leery. I had lots of nerves last night about the weather, and it was looking like shitty. It was going to be gusting 30. Gusting 25 I can handle, all the reefing lines and everything are doing well. So, we'll see how it goes. So I just talked with, looks like a Tayana 37 right there. They're headed to New York City as well. And then behind us, there is a 36-foot ketch, and he's headed up to Cape May as we exit the Norfolk Harbor. So we're planning to stay about 10 to 20 miles offshore given the weather. So I'm leaving Norfolk Harbor now. I'm just testing the radar and systems and making sure everything's working. I have a proximity alarm set so that while I'm taking my 20-minute interval naps, it'll alert me if anyone is directly in my bearing to a certain degree. You can customize that and set that up. So I am tracking the vessel Penlanu over there, about a half nautical mile, and Seamist, who is again a little bit more than a half nautical mile, just exiting Norfolk Harbor. And I also track the important ones, like that enormous freighter that is about a mile off of our starboard. Everything is looking pretty good, everything's working. Autopilot steering, the sails are set. Lots of ship traffic today. Just talked to that tanker and he deviated course so that we wouldn't get too close. I put a triple reef in the main because we'll be running downwind, and the mizzen, has far too much steering of the boat, so it'll pitch and roll too wildly. And we're supposed to get gusts over 25 knots. Later on today, and that'll be a sustained thing until we get into New York City. Right now I'm going across the Delaware shipping channel, so I have the engine running a bit I want to get across here as quick as we can, get out of the way of the ship traffic. Autopilot steering away, and we're just about to have our last sunset out at sea. We should arrive in New York about 4 or 5 a.m. and then we're going to go around the Sandy Hook and drop the hook in Sandy Hook. There's a little place called Atlantic Highland. Counterparts told me about.
attachment point that holds the third reef in my main blew out. Not the line, but the actual metal shaper piece blew out. So I was able just to take that down. I'm running with the mizzen and a reef jib, but there's this big thunderstorm that's going through right now, so I should pass pretty quick. It's just a squall. But meantime, I'm having engine problems, my sail has problems, everything's an absolute disaster, and there's just like lightning all over the place out there. So I don't like lightning, that's the one thing I really don't like, but we'll see what happens. Going pretty hard out there, but I have to make the tide time to go through East River or it'll be a nightmare. It's always supposed to get worse, so I have a buddy boat that's ahead. They're a lot bigger than I am, so they can make better progress. But we're approaching the Verrazano Narrows Bridge now, and there's a spray hood. So it's going with a pretty good engine, so it'll kind of drive us across this chop, and I just hope it doesn't last too much longer. But then once we get in there, we should have a little protection from the buildings, and we'll have a favorable current carrying us down. Thankfully the wind's calmed down a little bit, and we can just make out the Statue of Liberty. Kind of a bad weather day. We're coming into New York. It gets worse from here, so made the decision to come in now.
This will be the closest I've ever been to an airplane on the water. Wave hi to him for good measure. Okay, the boat is passing me to the stern. I don't know what that means in like airplane terms, but we'll watch him take off. I never saw that view of the Brooklyn Bridge before. Waterside Plaza, that building directly ahead. I used to live on the 33rd floor and watch all these airplanes take off.
So we had a gust up to 50 knots sitting here at the anchorage. So I'm certainly glad we chose our time today rather than before.